got milk. Milk. The very, very first thing when you're born, most of the time, that you get to taste. It's like the screaming, the drama of the people in the like schmuck things running around in the hospital. Baby is coming! Baby is coming. Push! Just imagine you're doing a big poo. Out it comes. And straight away, throw it on the boob. Straight onto the boob. Get that child. Bloody everything. Whatever. Just throw it on the boob. And it starts suckling at the boob. And it's first thing. Milk. It's the first thing the baby gets. Boob and milk. Especially for the males in our species. It often takes a very, very long time, often decades, before they get to witness boob again. But that very first thing, boob and milk. Milk. And milk is what we are going to be ranting about today. As we get a raid. Thank you for that raid. Muchly appreciated. You're coming for the milk rant. Now, please do make sure you give Grundy on the drums a follow. By the way, if you're new here, make sure you give them a follow. This is a time to join. You missed me yelling the word boob, and that's okay. That's okay. We're going to move on to milk, and we're going to start with the most common milk people think of, which is a cow's milk. So if for those who don't know, cows are animals. Sometimes they're white and spotty. Sometimes they are black or brown or, I don't know, green. They come in varieties and they're large. They're large animals. They're like giant trucks of things, and they go around and they chew grass. That's their life. They are born and then they chew grass, and at some point they expire. And within that time frame, depending on the gender of the giant spotty tow truck, they may also birth progeny, and they birth giant tow truck babies that are then immediately, just like the baby human, are ready to take that first delicious gulp of yoink. No milk for you. No milk for you, baby cow. No milk for you. Your mother's moobs are not for you. They are for the dairy industry. That's right, the dairy industry. That's how cow's milk is made. Very enlightening, I'm sure. This is an education channel. Unfortunately, most people are born with this enzyme. What's an enzyme? I'm not sure. It could be anything. An enzyme. I'm going to just imagine that it's, I don't know, some little creature that lives in your body. An enzyme. People are, born with lots of enzymes called lactase. Lactase. Doesn't that sound like a good persona for like a glam rock band? My name is Lactase. Lactase. And that's what allows you to have milk when you're a little one. You have lactase. And then as you get older, much like you wither and pieces of you fall apart, just generally, so does your internal supply of lactase. And that's why a lot of people become lactose intolerant. In fact, sorry to break it to you, but you are probably lactose intolerant. The majority of people are. If you're Dutch, please ignore this message. If you come from the Netherlands, then apparently law has it that you can survive off nothing but milk, cheese, and stroopwafel. The rest of you, probably lactose intolerant. Soz. And you might be like, but I have the milks all the time, and I have not self-combusted. True. Unless you have a severe allergy to dairy. Severe. Like you look at it and you start seeing ghosts. Unless you have a severe allergy, most likely what happens is you consume dairy and your body is like a little unhappy with you. It's like when your mom tells you to put your playthings away, but she's tired. She's had some wine already. You haven't put them away, and she's just looking at you disappointed and like, I'm going to have to clean that later. That's what your body is thinking. If you are lactose intolerant and you have dairy, you are probably going to survive the experience unless you have a severe allergy. But your body would just be slightly inflamed. like certain egos. So, just keep having dairy and quietly suffer. It's fine. But the question that comes along after that is, especially considering the fact the majority of people walking the face of the planet are intolerant to it, is milk healthy? Healthy. And I mean, healthy is a hard word to define. What is healthy? What is the meaning of life? I need like a little skeleton thing. I don't know. But healthy. Is milk healthy? Well, if you asked vegans, they would say no. But they're vegans, so no one listens to them anyway. Start wearing a more fashionable jacket. Vegan leather. The real devil. But there are people out there who certainly say milk is bad for you. It will give you cardiovascular disease. You will suddenly turn into a giant ball of fire and die on the spot a painful death. It is the end. End of all. Do not have milk. They must be German if they're saying it that way. With the I love that sound. Anyway, but there are people that say is not good. Is high in the fat. That's high in the fat. It's going to put some fat on your thighs or your mid-region, and then that girl you like is never going to like you for reals. But yeah, the truth of the matter is milk has nutrients. But do you know what has marginally more nutrients? Just like ever so marginally more? Raw milk. Raw milk is the thing now. It's made a comeback. They used to have it back in the day when people would die in hordes, but now it's made a comeback. Too many living people, huh? Raw milk. Before I actually get into raw milk, I have to first tell you a story. There was one time I entered a competition. It was for a restaurant I will not dox, Grilled, and they sell usually chicken and burgers and things. And I won the competition. I was so excited. Yeah! And do you know what the prize was for the competition? The prize was that I could order anything from their menu, anything I wanted, and it would be on the house. So I went along to this restaurant and I ordered the most expensive thing on the menu. Nacho Bro Ryan, thank you for gifting those subs. Now I can order it again, except I won't, because the most expensive thing on the menu was a chicken salad. Chicken salad. Now some of you know where this is going. Two of the items most likely to give you food poisoning in one super combination, chicken and salad. I got food poisoning. It was really bad. Oh, it was so bad. There's a McDonald's or some fast food chain on every block, in every street in Sydney City. So I was running from one to the next one to the next one to just barf my guts out. We dropped by one of the grocery stores briefly. Thank you for the bits there, muchly appreciated. To purchase, I think, fluids of some variety, maybe electrolytes, something, because I'm like, I don't want to die. I genuinely thought I was going to die. Worst of all, it was a Saturday night. So obviously there's a lot of people around, but that wasn't the real problem. We managed to make our way to the hospital, because there was a hospital in the middle of the city, and we made our way to the hospital. And then, when we got in, I threw up on the floor. I thought this would be enough of an indication that they probably should see me, but they were like, hello, take a number, sit down, we'll get to you soon. I'm like, I'm in the emergency department. I think I'm going to die. I may throw up again any moment now. Yes, go outside. Don't do it in here. I'm like, oh gosh, this is no good. I was at a pretty cyclic throw up rate at this point. Like every few minutes it was coming up. So I was like, oh. There was a bathroom. I went in. I used it. Not the traditional way. Throwing up. Flushing. I came out. Waited for another 5 minutes. Ran into the bathroom. Throwing up. And then it got so bad that I made chunder rain I made so much chunderain in their one single unisex bathroom. It's like an entire waiting room of people here waiting to get into the hospital, and none of them would have a bathroom unless they're willing to go in chunderain. This is paint the walls with chunder. I came out and I'm like, excuse me, reception lady, you know how I told you this is serious? It is serious, and your bathroom is no longer functional. She's like, you know, planning some voodoo against me because I made her stand up. Like, people are even questioning whether this lady ever does. Like, she might just be attached to the chair there. But, like, she gets up, she checks the bathroom. She feels a little nauseous herself. Nowhere to puke now, huh, Janelle? See? Should have let me in earlier. Anyway, she goes out back, and then they bring me in. They bring me in to take a look at me, and they're like, all right, looks like you may be having issues with vomiting. And I was like, whoa, did you finish medical school to learn that? That's amazing. The powers of observation is insane. But I did mention this earlier. It was a Saturday night, and that was the worst part of it. So they were like, have fluids. You're going to be really hungover tomorrow, but you'll be fine. And I was like, I haven't been drinking. I'm a non-drinker. I was a young lady. As you can see, I'm still a very young lady. But I was a young lady at this point, you know, early 20s. They were looking me up and down. They're like, Saturday night, she went too far, huh? And I was like, I swear I haven't been drinking. No alcohol consumed. This is not alcohol induced. I had to convince them for such an extended period of time until they finally believed me that it was not alcohol. And then they gave me a shot or something, and then I, got better. That is one of only a few times in my life where I genuinely thought I might die. Genuinely thought I might die. Food poisoning is horrible. People do die from it. It is genuinely horrible. Horrible, right? Horrible. And I mention this only because we're going to get into this talk about raw milk. So what is raw milk? Raw milk is what happens when you get a cow, a mommy cow and a daddy cow, and they love each other very much, and they have a baby which gets yoinked away so that the dairy industry can basically take the dad, send them off for the chopping block, steak, and then the mom can be squeezed, moobs, to get some delicious, wonderful milk. That's straight away raw milk. Raw milk. Now, raw milk companies will be like, we use a special system to make sure that our milk is not infectious, that it won't kill you, and that and we get monks to look at it, and sometimes it just passes by a beautiful little pot of flowers, and that just gives it good luck. Yeah, we have flowers that are yellow and pink. They have a system that they claim that they have. There was a system invented by someone called Mr. Pasteur. He liked his system so much, he named the system after himself. Pasteurization. It sounds really crazy. It's like genetic modification. They're probably injecting the trees with things and then giving them hallucinogens. No, pasteurization is kind of just like heating up milk to the point where it kills a bunch of germs in it. It's bacteria and it kills them. So raw milk has a lot of bacteria. Bacteria party! That's one of the bacteria, and another bacteria having lots of fun and making more bacteria. But once pasteurized, then what you get is, less bacteria. Oh, I'm so alone. I can't find a friend. I can't reproduce. And it's done by, heating the milk up. There are some people which apparently nowadays, after the education revolution, after the average person in a developed country has finished some decade plus of schooling, still somehow does not believe in bacteria. Well, Caroline, bacteria doesn't believe in you or your dreams for a homestead either. So just so you know, if you don't believe in bacteria, none of this talk is going to be helpful for you. That's fine. But the truth of the matter is, statistically speaking, you are far more likely to drop dead after having raw milk than you are after having normal milk. You know, once you've gone through that horror that is the food poisoning reaction. So if you are having raw milk, you might be fine. Or you might not. Some people like living their life on the edge. They choose to be the people that replace the batteries at the very top of radio towers and jump out of planes for fun. I don't know. Maybe that's the raw milk crowd. Not sure. From what I gathered, it's not. From what I gathered, the people who have raw milk nowadays are people who think it's healthier. And you know, it is. And there are options for you. So if you want the amazing benefits, which is that, you know, marginally greater amount of nutrients that are offered in raw milk as opposed to normal milk, you could pour just a tiny little bit more of the normal milk in your cup. Just like a little more. Huzzah! You've now matched the nutrients of the raw milk. Good claps for you. But, you know, there are other alternatives. They've come about because not only are there vegans, but there are also, as aforementioned, a giant populace of individuals upon the face of the planet that are allergic or intolerant to milk. So if you are a vegan, you care about the animals, or I don't know, you want to do the right thing for your health and you don't understand health, or you couldn't find an identity anywhere else, this is the option for you. Alternatively, if you're allergic, this is the option for you. Alternative milks. Now, the first and most commonly recommended alternative milk, you've probably heard of it, is soy milk. Soy boys. Soy milk. And this one is the one that's closest to milk in terms of, I don't know, nutrition or whatever. Soy milk. The big hoo-ha about soy milk is that it has phytoestrogens, or they fight estrogen fighters, or basically there is a rumor that soy milk is going to turn men into women. Spoilers, it won't. If you're a man, soy milk will not turn you into a woman. But it will try. If you have enough of it, like if you're like overloading your system with it, then you're probably going to have some repercussions. But this is likely to happen if you have too much of anything. You know, too much of water will drown you. So just bear that in mind. Almond milk. Almond milk is another alternative. Now, I don't know much about almond milk. I didn't research into it. You think I researched for this stream? No. But from what I gathered, almond milk, because my friend told their friend, and their friend told their friend, and someone else's friend said to their dog walker's best friend's butthole that almond milk is bad for the planet. Almonds, the planet, they're symbiotic, they love each other, there's romance, they need each other, and if you drink the almond milk, you're separating that love relationship. So if you hate love, almond milk is for you. Also an option if you hate the planet. Almond milk. There you are. Then coconut milk. Now, coconut milk is funny. So for those who are unaware, I'm doing a health science degree. And as part of this degree, I actually have to study nutrition. So I say all of this with great authority. But I was speaking to a dietitian, and I was trying alternative milks because I've never done it before. And I was in the shop. And I was there with my husband, and we were looking at the alternative milks, and I let him pick, and he looked at them, and he picked coconut milk. Probably thought it would taste like coconut ice cream or something. And as in the words of the knowledgeable dietitian who was there mentoring me, that's not a very good option. So there you are. Some options for you. You could do soy milk. You could risk your gender. You could do almond milk. You could do coconut milk. I don't know. You can call anything milk nowadays. Otherwise, you could just have coffee without milk. Or as the Italians call it, coffee. There you go. All of this, though, it comes back to the very beginning. Because we've talked about all sorts of milk now. We've talked about, regular milk. We've talked about raw milk. We've talked about alternative milk. Breast milk. Breast milk. If you thought the hippie wellness people have done the most by bringing back raw milk, you are wrong. Because they brought back breast milk. This is not a joke. There are fully grown adult humans buying breast milk colostrum on the black market for the gains. For the gains. They could just have like a generally good diet and go to the gym occasionally and they'll probably get the gains, like, the millions of people that came before them. But they're going for the breast milk instead. Milk's maxing. Oh, Tony, I'm worried. Milk's maxing. You give it a name like that, the looks maxers will get in on it and we'll have a new generation of just young men running after breast milk. Don't worry, looks maxers are struggling to even get breast at this point, so we're probably fine. Anyway, all this has got me thinking. Milk as a topic has got me thinking. Maybe natural selection was right. Maybe natural selection was right. If you never grew up from toddlerhood and embraced the fact that you are now beyond the age at which you need breast milk, and most probably lactose intolerant or Dutch, well, maybe natural selection was right.
Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell because clicking things is fun. If you want to see the full versions of these Twitch streams, then you can on my channel, twitch.tv/MaryAmber. And if you want to catch VODs, if you've missed streams, then check out my Patreon, Ninja Club, patreon.com/MaryAmber.